But I will do anything if it would make me look more attractive. So if I could be guaranteed that they'd look good, I would do it.
You're gonna need a long list.
And we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Guys and gals and non-binary pals.
Is this non-binary is not a thing? That should be a fucking episode.
Oh, we're not.
Why not?
We're not starting with that one.
Let's start with non-binary's bullshit. That girl.
This is episode 1.
I know. Yeah.
But welcome, everybody. This is the first episode.
Hey, the first episode.
Episode 1 of Scott versus Sarah.
What's the concept here?
We have decided it's going to be your name comes first.
Yeah.
Even though alphabetically it should be Sarah versus Scott.
But phonetically,
It sounds better, but there's a deeper
versus
meaning
Sarah.
to that. There's a deeper meaning to that.
That's a man's
do you
world.
know why? Because you challenge me more than I challenge you, I think.
And
You're usually the one who challenges me first, I think.
And as a man, I am coming from a position of authority over you and dominance.
That's why you have the brick wall behind
That's
you.
right. Right?
So
Strong.
Scott has the brick wall. I have I don't know if I would describe myself as a soft person, but I guess emotionally I'm kind of soft.
Have we just hit our first topic?
Well, actually, we could. Let's do this now. Why don't we bring the listeners in to who we are as people? So I think everybody, presumably, hopefully, people who don't know us are listening right now. Why don't we describe each other to the listeners? So did you want to start or do you want me to start?
We're just doing a roast right now.
We're going to just tell people who we are. We're going to give them context to who the fuck we are as people.
Yeah, you start.
Okay. So Scott McLean, very funny stand-up comedian, extremely talented. I would say you are someone who speaks before you think sometimes. But you're very smart.
I think as I speak. So that's the problem. That's what gets me into trouble is that I will I will speak before I think, but then I'll change my mind, but they've solidified the clip in the past and I'm fucked by that.
So that's where we get, I would say, passion in Scott McLean. You are a passionate person.
Yeah.
When you get into discussions, you are passionate about them. You are quite intelligent, but sometimes as a third party listening to Scott, you might take away only what you want to take away and not see the big picture of Scott McLean.
Yeah, it's very easy when you have this haircut and complexion to kind of fuck up and assume that guy probably thinks everything that I would check off a guy that looks like that to think.
Exactly. So perception kind of works against you sometimes, I think.
All the time.
I also think the way that you approach things and your energy is kind of like a bull in a china shop.
Yes.
And we will get into this in a future episode, but he is a Scorpio, so just take that as you wish.
Well, it's like it's like stress testing, right? Like if you're gonna go onto the ice, you don't just fucking walk onto the ice. You go and hit it with a stick to test its durability. And that's what I do with people.
You take action.
I hit them with the stick to see, are they going to break? And if they break, I don't walk on that ice. I don't respect ice I can't walk on. Right? Because fuck, what are you doing? You're a lake? You got ice? You know, I can't even walk on you? I got no use for you. Other, I might as well go swimming.
I would say
King of analogies.
this is kind of a mixed statement, but like what you see is what you get in the sense that you go all in. But I would also say that there's a lot more to Scott than what a lot of people know. So a lot of people see this very, aggressive, some might say abrasive, brutally honest, loud person. But then there's another side of Scott that is extremely thoughtful, loyal. He's a very loyal friend to the people he is friends with, and a great dad. So there's two sides to you.
I'm an all right dad.
I mean, you haven't killed them yet.
Well, See,
So you're doing something right.
there's this weird paradox where a great dad could never admit that they're a great dad because they are constantly questioning whether or not they did the right thing. If you think you're a great dad, you're probably a shitty dad.
So kind of similar to comedians.
Yeah, in what capacity?
Like if you think you're a great comedian, like most of the
Oh,
great
yes.
comedians out there
Yeah.
think they're not that great.
Absolutely.
Because they're always trying to be better. So it's kind of a similar thing.
So they're going, and yeah, they're constantly self-analyzing and going, "Oh fuck!" Like you're your biggest critic. So I can be I am a great dad, but I'm always going, I'm a shitty dad. I should have done this better. Am I doing this right? God damn it!
So that's another thing. You have a very strong air of confidence with inward insecurity. In the things that you do?
I think lately the insecurities dampened into more just self-criticism. I don't know if I'm so.
That's tough though. That's a hard thing to fucking.
Well, it's a
manage.
great segue into the morning routine because it's the morning routine.
Are we starting with that one? Or we're starting with the steps?
Nah, we got to start with morning
All
routine
right.
because I'm passionate about.
Well,
morning
you gotta
routine.
describe me first before we get into my routine.
I
have 12 minutes.
still think that. So, I don't even know if you'd be willing to admit who you are.
Okay, but this is the elevator pitch. This is not a therapy session yet. We'll get there. This is the elevator pitch to
gonna
new
turn into an
listeners. As this
intoxicated
is the
episode.
Sarah trailer. Who's Sarah?
Sarah.
Why
who
should
is-
people listen to us? and me?
Sarah is a friend of Scott's, and she assures you that that's not a bad thing to be. That's, I think, what the dynamic is here, right? You understand me, but the general public doesn't. Mm-hmm. The general public's going to go, and that guy's a piece of shit. What the fuck? Like, most of my best friends hated me when they first met me. And
I think I did too.
I don't know who didn't.
I think I hated you too.
I think, like, most
I don't
people...
think our first interaction was all of that positive.
No.
Because it was on a dating app.
Yeah, but did we even talk, or did we just
We talked.
Did we just message? Oh
No,
yeah,
we
because
talked.
you knew some of my exes.
But I think I don't really remember. Was the first time we met the first time you came on intoxicated?
Yes, or maybe at a comedy show beforehand. But the first time I would remember meeting was
So we met through
intoxicated.
comedy, but became closer friends over time. I think
Mm-hmm.
through having longer form conversations, and that's one thing I should say about myself for listeners listening who aren't part of the Halifax comedy scene. Scott and I are in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, and I've been running a comedy podcast for 6 years, where I interview comedians about their personal lives. So
Yeah,
if we mention intoxicated, that's what it is.
yeah. And I think if anybody wants to do some background research, watch a couple episodes, so you'll kind of get it. The first couple.
With Yum?
Yeah, like of
Yeah.
I'm saying if you understand the dynamic here, but
Yes.
like I think you are a modern woman.
Ooh.
I think you're the definition of a modern woman, and that's not a compliment.
Okay, what do you mean? Expand on that.
So again,
What?
desperate to adapt, but like in the modern social world, I'm wrong. I would say about I am not accepted. I wouldn't say that I am.
You're not welcomed with open arms.
Correct.
I would agree.
Because
of the persona you put off.
but it's not that. It's just this. I'm not putting anything off. I'm just saying what I believe.
No,
is-
but this is where perception comes into play.
well, it's
and-
because
and-
if you immediately agree with some of the things that I believe, then it's like if you believe it with like you gotta hear me out. When I first place something, it's like I don't know about that. Then once I have this like weird twisted logic that will accompany a statement, and then people can go, okay, but you will never, excuse me, fully agree
Yeah.
with anything I say because it could be too detrimental to
You don't know that. You're not in my head. You don't know that for sure. He's not in my head. He doesn't know that for sure.
I have a thing about these things where
You think I think the way I think for other people? Or to
for
fit
sure.
in?
I think most people do. There's a quote by Marcus Aurelius that we love ourselves more than anybody, but we care about the opinions of others more than our own. So we care about ourselves more.
Do we?
But for sure.
Have you ever been depressed?
We're all selfish, but the reason that you're depressed is because you're caring about other people's opinions of you. So you put more weight on somebody else's opinion, even though your own self-interest is your priority.
I mean, that's probably true for a lot of people.
That's
I think.
everybody.
I would say so.
I'd say
What else is
100%.
there about me? Say something fucking nice.
You got nice hair. You look great.
Mind you, if this was coming from a single guy, I would be like, tell me more. But when it comes from a friend, I'm like, no, what about my personality?
I think you're great. I think you
I would hope so.
are. Again, you're a modern woman. You get in your own way.
None of these are nice things.
No, because the
Where's
good
the
thing
nice?
is that you are a good person, but you're constantly like self-questioning and self-sabotaging.
Oh, that is my brand.
Yeah.
I mean, I self-sabotage my way out of stand-up, which I'm currently not doing. So there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so let's
hold on.
put it this way.
Highly industrious. An incredible amount of what would the word be? Determination and I would say ambition. Like you grind harder than anybody I fucking know. It's probably some weird defense mechanism, but you like go hard, and I have no idea how you can do all the things you do. That's why I get like, I'm so like, why do you always fucking question yourself when you put this fucking thing together? You put your own podcast together. You've reached out and you've done all these great things, and it's like, holy shit! Like you've really like me.
Yeah, but
My
think-
self-doubt cuts me off at the knees. You keep going despite it, but you're paralyzed by it at the same
Okay,
time.
I have a great sentence, and I wonder if you would agree with this to sum both of us up together, because we're both self-critical in our own ways. I would say I should do less, and you should do more.
100%.
So we both have the same. I think we both have the same ambition. I think I have a better way of starting. And I think that has a lot to do with just the fact that I don't have children. I don't have a partner. I am a solo lady out in the world. And so when my workday ends, I only have me. So I'm able to spend the time to start these things. Whereas you, I think you have a lot going on.
No,
you have a
that's
lot going on.
excuses for me.
Well,
you're
but
right.
you should still do more, and I should do less. I think we need more.
But
we
you bring
kind of
that
have
up.
to meet each other in the middle here.
It's a
I
really
think.
weird oil and water because, like, you outwardly are crippled by anxiety and self-doubt, but you have this tenacity to just keep getting shit done. I have this air of fucking confidence that everyone's like, this guy doesn't give a fuck about anything. But the thing that stops me from doing anything is me going, well, what's so fucking special about me?
That is so interesting. I never really thought of us in that way before. That's a very interesting way to describe it. Oil and water.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird that but it mixes well.
Good friends. That's what we're hoping to do with this podcast. So this podcast is going to be Scott and I talking about different subjects and sitting through uncomfortableness. But yeah, so Scott, we're going to be talking about subjects every week. Some that I bring forward, some that you bring forward. We're going to alternate.
Hold on, I want you to describe you first.
What? Me?
You describe you.
You described me pretty good. I don't know if I need to.
You sure?
I would say I am someone who is fiercely independent, but also desperate for connection.
Yeah, you're this weird double-sided coin.
I want connection, but I'm so independent at this point in my life. And I think I'd be remiss to say that I'm very single. I've been single for 11 years. And if you think that that does not affect your personality, you are very wrong. It does. Big
Clearly.
time. Not having companionship or someone to lean on for
I
that
know.
amount
I
of time.
can see the calluses on your fingertips.
I don't have calluses. I don't play guitar.
Nobody?
I don't get it.
Wendy?
What?
I don't get it. Oh, diddling? Oh, shit.
It's not
But I think that I am someone who works very hard as a way to keep busy, but at the end of the day does want a simpler life that has some more human connection in it. I'm fun as fuck.
It's weird. You always want what you don't have, right? So do you need to recharge?
I'm currently recharging. So,
You're at a podcast right now.
yes, but
When I say recharge, I mean, do you need to sit at home and do nothing?
that's what I've been doing for the past month. 'Cause
And how's
I
that
have
been?
not been doing shows. I am also a comedian. Scott did not mention that when he was talking about me.
Well, I was saying too many nice things.
You were saying a lot of brutal things.
Who fucking cares about a comedian?
Well, it's context. We need to give context to these new listeners as
Sarah's
to who
a
we are.
podcast
You're-
host, comedian / producer / highly neurotic single female. Modern woman. I called you a modern woman.
I like that. That's a good.
You shouldn't.
That's my new That's my new Instagram bio.
A modern woman. Yeah.
Highly neurotic
And you're,
modern
you're
woman.
trying not to be single.
We're both comics, though. I'm a very new comic. You've been doing stand up for how long?
Fuck. Embarrassing long time. I don't know. I go and I write myself down to like anywhere from 7 to 9, 10 years, we'll say. I started in 09, I think is what it was, or 08. But there were a lot of sabbaticals. One due to just not knowing where to go. That was from the first time I went on stage at Yuck Yucks Toronto to today. But like, was I doing stand-up consistently then? I feel like if I were to give myself how much experience do I have, I would say I have 8 to 10 years of
Okay, there you
experience.
go. No, pick a number. No range.
8 to 10.
Okay. So almost a decade.
Stubborn,
I would say
too stubborn
you're,
to change.
you're an almost a decade
I give it 10
comedian.
years. It's
I
just
would say-
depressing to say 15 years when you have no credits.
I would say that you are starting to get more credits, and I think you are starting in your comedy career to really not give a fuck what other people think. I think you've always kind of not given a fuck, but I think you're really not giving a fuck right now, and you're just doing the material and the jokes that you want to do, and
Yeah.
you're making sure that it's making you happy so that you can be a better performer with those jokes and be authentic to yourself. And I think it's doing you real good because you've been killing it.
I've talked to a buddy of mine. It's like I kind of had to go through this period of attempting to say what I want, but stifling myself because of the way it was almost like fucking myself out of opportunities,
Yeah.
and screwing my reputation, and then just go, well, fuck it all. Then I'm doing it, and it's not going to work. I'm just going to do it for these guys because I think it's funny. And then when I started to do that, then all of a sudden, when I started to be what I would say more my authentic self,
Yeah.
gay, I started getting a lot funnier.
Buzzword.
See? That's
So-
just funny.
So
I'm bringing gay back,
Scott's
right?
doing well right now, and I think you're starting to receive the credit you deserve. That's
Well-
what I'm getting at.
Well is a strong word.
Well, we're not getting into stand up with this podcast. You can go to Intoxicated if you want to hear the ins and outs of the scene that we're in and the fucking art of stand up and why we love it and hate it.
I figured out
That's
how
not
to.
what this podcast is.
I figured out how to walk the line properly. Now I just got to to have that diligence. I got to get that Sarah McClellan tenacity and drive to actually put out and create an Instagram account and
Get some
start
presence.
just
Promote
pushing
yourself.
myself out there, which is something I never do.
Push it out
which
like
is
a baby.
Why I need someone like Wendy to fucking. Wendy, you want to promote your social media?
I can help you out, yeah.
All right.
Well,
We're getting
this
places.
podcast will help you out.
So we started this episode. This is 29
Let's
minutes. The episode.
fucking start this episode. Actually, what I'll do.
Have we even explained the premise of the episode?
Well, let's end this first part by let's give a final explanation as to what listeners can expect for Scott versus Sarah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Scott McLean.
I'm Sarah McClellan.
And we are Scott versus
Sarah.
Oh, God. We can't ever
Oh wait,
use
no,
this.
no, wait. Let's do it again. Let's start over.
Hey, everybody. I'm Scott McLean.
And I'm Sarah McClellan
And this is Scott.
versus Sarah.
Oh.
There
we
we
We should have both
are.
said versus. I should have said v.
It
and you
is-
should have said sus.
It's a very simple title, but you want to know what? It's because a lot of podcast titles are already taken, and I don't know.
And it's because
It's
we can
personal.
put an S, V,
V.
and then an inverted S,
S.
and it looks like two snakes battling. She didn't like the idea. I thought it
No,
was
I mean
cool.
I like it,
It's been done.
but we're gonna talk about. I would say I hate to use the phrase hot button topics, but things that you talk to your friends about.
I think that-
Different subject matter that you get into it with people, and we are gonna take a stance on these subjects, and we are gonna stand our stances. We're gonna stand strong, and we're gonna have a conversation and still be friends,
And we're going to surprise you.
and still be friends at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
hopefully,
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. We're not going to get into egregious shit, right?
I hope not.
I'm not friends with anybody. I got all kinds of friends that hate me.
So, with that being said, let's get into the first subject. We're going to start the first subject ever
All right.
on
First,
Scott
episode
versus
one.
Sarah.
Scott versus Sarah. Bring us in. You're the host.
So, I think morning routines are not necessary.
Okay.
I think the perception that the internet has given people that you need to do so many things before you start your day is unrealistic to the average person. And I think it plays into our hustle culture and the need to take on too much. Even if the tasks themselves are good tasks, there's still a lot of them. And that's overwhelming for the average person.
And I think the average person is a loser. Is a weak loser. Which
Well,
explains
what do
the
you do?
distribution of wealth, of everything, right? There's only so many people at the top of the pyramid because only so many people are strong enough to climb it up. Most people just give up because they're bitches.
Okay, but how is it benefiting your life?
How
So
is it
why don't
benefiting
you
my
tell
life?
the listeners
Okay.
what you do for your morning routine?
So my morning routine, I was against morning routines for a very long time. I don't even know what really got me into it. I think it was when I quit smoking, I decided I was going to start working out. And then I had a friend who's like fucking 360 pounds and he was getting up at 5 a.m. And I was like, well, fuck, I can get up at 5 a.m. So I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. because I had heard about people getting up at 5 a.m. Jocko Willink and all those fucking animals and David Goggins. And so I was like, yeah, well, if my buddy who's 380 pounds can wake up at 5 a.m. every day, I can fucking wake up at 5 a.m. every day.
Okay.
So I started. My morning starts off waking up and my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. I hit my alarm. I walk into my bathroom. I turn my shower down to its coldest setting. I set a timer for 3 minutes and I go into the shower. It's the worst way to wake up. It's fucking horrifying. It's actually I used to do the cold shower after a workout. and I listened to Huberman say that it was that you shouldn't do it.
Yes.
And then I was like, well, Huberman said it.
You know what?
On Joe Rogan, so it must be true.
And I will listen to anything that man
Yeah, he's a
says.
sexy man daddy.
Oh my God,
But
I
I'm
love
not.
him.
I'm not like physically attracted to Huberman. I'm just listening to his what I presume is accurate.
He's a very smart man.
But I don't. I'm not a big health guy. I take it all for your word for it, and then I'm like, all right, that seems to make sense. So he said there's all kinds of research that says that taking a cold shower is a good thing to do. It's healthy for you. So I said, all right, I'll fucking do that. And then I watched the episode with him on Rogan, and he said do it before a workout or 4 to 6 hours after a workout. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it before the workout because I'm not going to come home after work and take a cold shower. This is part of my morning routine. And so now I wake up, I take my cold shower, 3 minutes, come out of my cold shower, dry off, I go down, and I do a workout for 1 hour to an hour and 15 minutes.
So at this point, it is like 6:30.
It's like 6:20.
Okay.
Like it's like when I'm up at
Okay.
5, I'm up at 5.
Okay, so it's 6:20. You're getting done the workout.
Yeah. And then
What are you doing to work out?
high
Weights.
intensity interval training typically. I'm doing P90X and Insanity. So P90X is weight training. It's very heavy. It's very muscular focused and strength focused. Insanity is very cardio endurance, but there's no weights. So I've done both programs by themselves in full. P90X made me super jacked, but then I wasn't good at running, and then Insanity made me like a crazy good endurance, like cardio guy, but I lost strength. So I figured if I do one Monday and the other on Tuesday, and the next on Monday and the other or whatever,
You're
fucking alternate back
alternating.
and forth, then I'm gonna get the best of both worlds. So I go down and bust my ass, come up, take my shower, and then I meditate for 20 minutes. With a guided meditation, Sam Harris's Waking Up app. He doesn't sponsor the show. It's a great app. You can get it for free. And meditating is great. It's a very good practice. All of these are disciplines. And then I journal for 15 minutes. 15 minutes minimum. Sometimes it ends up being 45 minutes. Typically, my morning routine takes about 2 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes. Maybe 2 hours and a half. Depends on how long I write, to be honest.
Do you have a hard start time with your job? Do you need to be signed on or like...
If I had a hard start time... So when I did have a hard start time with my job, my morning routine would have been done before that. I'm done by fucking...
You would just adjust.
I'm done by 7 o'clock. Like,
Right.
I
5
haven't-
a.m. is early.
5 a.m. is very early.
That's...
5 a.m.'s... Getting up at 5 a.m. is not hard. Getting to sleep before fucking 9 or 10 o'clock is the hard part. That's the negative part of a wake up early morning routine. But the positive thing. So here's the positive thing about the morning routine. Sure, I'm doing all this like good healthy stuff, but all of those things are difficult things to do. It's not easy to get into a cold shower. It sucks. It's actually the worst. It's been a lot. My morning routine's been harder, and I've been, we'll say, less strict. And so that this morning, instead of getting up at 5 a.m., I got up at 5:08 because I was like, I don't want to fucking get up and go in a cold shower. But
What a menace to society.
it sucks.
But you do
But
it.
you do it.
Just like working out sucks.
And
a lot of
then
people
you
think that.
do it. I don't like working out. I work out every fucking day. I work out 7 days a week. I don't take breaks. The break is Sundays when I do an hour and a half of yoga. This is the fucking P90X yoga. If you've ever done it, it's a bitch. It's not easy. It's like you're dying. It's very difficult.
Sounds like my dream.
And meditating's not easy. Meditating is probably the hard. Like each of these things is so fucking hard to do. Meditating, to sit there and not think.
But what's the end result?
The end result is that I've woken up and everybody I look at that day, I'm better than you. It's basically really what it's a huge one.
So is it are you feeling that way because you did the things, or are you feeling that way because you feel better?
You feel better. You do,
Is
like,
it both?
physiologically you feel better. Like my cold shower, I come out of the cold shower, I'm awake, alert, and I feel great. Before, when I was doing the workout before the cold shower, it was like I'd be walking, bumping down in the hallway walls as I was walking downstairs to go do the workout. I was barely awake, felt like shit, but it was just like, get up and do it. It's just you gotta fucking do it. It has, so that's where the real benefit of a morning routine is for me, is that it's like, for me, I think,
This is going on TikTok. Say it, Scott.
It sucks. It sucks. Well, guess what? Life fucking sucks. Shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Okay, so this brings me to my first kind of point to you. So you like doing the morning routine because it's a bunch of hard things that you do that gives you the dopamine.
It's hard to say that I like it, though, because I don't. I find it hard every day.
You like the end result.
Yeah, it's a delayed gratification.
The dopamine hit of doing these things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dopamine hit is coming as like, I'm not like going, I got it now. I got my dopamine hit. That's just what's happening, I imagine, because I feel good at the end.
It's the feel-good feeling.
But I hate it during I'm looking at the clock during the fucking workout going, Jesus, 48 minutes left. I don't want to. I'm in pain, but I'm like, it's shut the fuck. Like, there's so many shitty things you're going to have to do in life that suck and are unfair.
Like waking up.
Like waking up. Exactly. A morning routine like that's strict and unrelenting, it makes everything else in the day so much easier. Because if I was able to wake up and go take a fucking cold shower instantly, which is horrible, it's not good. I'm now... And then I go and I bust my ass and do like a really difficult workout. I've done all the hardest things in the day. Mm-hmm. Nothing's harder. Job,
things could be harder.
Things will suck more, but you've already trained yourself that the lesson
you're getting resilient from these morning tasks.
So like I went down to Dominican, and I didn't stick to the morning routine. I was on vacation. I was drinking every night. And whatever, I can allow myself a break. Came back, and I was like, all right, motherfucker, it's time to start this again. Go directly into a cold shower. And for 2.5 minutes, it was horrifying. It was just like, because I was sunburnt, so I was heat sensitive, and just like freezing my ass off. So that would have been fucking a week ago. Now, I've been doing it every day. Now it sucks for 15 seconds, and then I'm warm again. Now I'm used to it. And the same thing happens, it translates to the rest of your life, is that you get used to life sucking, and then life doesn't suck so much. There's a lot of psychology behind it, because it's like, I'm just like, and then as you get stronger, you look back at yourself when you were starting out my 5 a.m. wake-ups, and it's like, I wasn't even doing this every day for fucking 4 months, and I was able to do it. What's your fucking excuse now? You're stronger, you're better, you know you can do this. You've already learned the lesson that you're going to feel better on the other end of this thing, and you're gonna sit there bitching? Shut the fuck up, and just like, that this is going to pay off. It's just going to suck. And that's like most things are going to suck, and then they'll fucking pay off. So I'm a big morning routine guy because I just know, like, I know the people that are doing it, none of them are like, oh, geez, well, I really regret this. I wish I wasn't getting up and mentally preparing myself for the harshness of life. And then making my life easier. God, what was I thinking, right? Mm-hmm. So what is it against morning routine?
Well,
I don't know if you're gonna have a hard time selling me on this.
I am a night person.
Same.
Through and through. Through and through a night person. I struggle from the hours of, I would say 6 to 8 are big struggle times for me, because that's the home from work. that's where my night could either go to productive, or I could just end up lazy and have a nap. Like, those are the struggle hours for me. I usually hit my peak creative energy, wanting to do things around 10, like 10 to midnight.
Yeah.
I get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
I get fucking shit done. I clean, like that's usually when I do podcast stuff, if I'm going to do podcast stuff. So I am up late. And by that, I mean, I'm usually not getting to sleep until at least 2 a.m. most nights. If I were to really think about it,
when do you have
1
to be
to
at
2,
work?
7.
Yeah, you're killing yourself.
Or no, sorry. I'm up at 7
But when do you have to be at work?
for 9. But I need to commute, I need to bus.
Yeah.
I need to, so from when I wake up to when I'm leaving for the bus for work is about a solid hour. Okay.
You got to shower
Of
at
get
this
ready time.
work of yours?
Was that? I'm not a morning shower person. I'm a night shower person. So I skip the shower
Yeah, I can't.
for more sleep. So here's the thing. It is just in my blood and who I am as a person to hate mornings. I've been this way my whole life. As a kid, I would scream and cry. And now I scream and cry when I wake up.
But this is okay. So there
I'm
you
also
go.
someone who deals with depression, and sleeping is a paradise for a depressed
because
person.
you're not facing the harshities of the world.
But when I wake up and I get out of bed, and I'm now gonna go into the whole just do your best fucking bullshit, which is I believe like what you're doing is very ambitious and it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. So journal, meditation, working out, cold shower. I think small things. Oh, what's that?
That, but backwards.
Oh, okay.
Cold
the other
shower,
way, right?
workout.
Oh, right.
Meditation, journal.
Right, yeah. I'm a believer.
Meditating in minus 10 degrees, wearing only a long sleeve T-shirt till I can't feel my fucking hands up to my wrist.
Right.
Sometimes, I mean, if it's that cold out, like.
So here's my thing. I'm not really arguing that those things are bad things to do. I actually see the benefit in all of those things. I just don't necessarily think that they have to happen all at once. I don't think you have to do all of them all the time. I think if you're a person who's busy, who's dealing with mental illness, who's just getting through your fucking day, if you can do one thing to like be present in yourself, that's a good step towards handling life. And that can be different things for different people. And it just might be smaller and less Instagrammable than what you're doing.
I agree that anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
I also know that most, like, I'm not a morning person. I fucking hate mornings. I have never been a morning person. I've always rolled my eyes at them. Fuck the sunrise. I'll look at a sunset. I like to be up till 3, 4 a.m. Like, I'm a night fucking owl. And yeah, I had the creative outlet and all that shit too. Like, that's who I am. I am a late night guy. But I kind of changed by forcing myself to. And mental illness was part of it. Part of it was because of stoicism and listening to Jordan Peterson and Andrew Huberman, Jocko Willink and David Goggins and all these like I don't want to call them self-help gurus, but
They are. For men,
stoics. They're
mostly.
stoics. Well, they're not. See, this is the thing. It's for men, but the only reason.
But it can be applied to anyone can learn it.
This is where the conversation gets a little egregious. Is that yes, it's for men.
But women get marketed these same things.
No,
we do. We do.
no.
No, we do. We do. We do. As women,
Women are self-care.
Maybe not so much the cold plunge stuff, but I would say we are told we need to journal. We are told we need to do meditation. Like meal prep. Fucking the self-care movement towards women is just as intense, I would say.
But I would say the self-care movement towards women is more detrimental towards women because it's all about you, not about what you are capable of and can do for the world. It's all about, don't worry about it, girl. You're a queen. Just take care of yourself. You don't need to show It's like the best thing you can be is the best version of yourself. Hold on. And the best version of yourself is somebody who can take care and help everybody around them.
So you're doing these things for other people, or to be better for other people?
It makes me a better person. It makes me more patient. It makes me more. I have more tolerance for others. I'm stronger. When shit needs to get done, I fucking do it. Like, I provide. I help. I'm there. Nothing can stop me.
It makes you show up as your best self.
Absolutely. So
building resilience, doing these things.
So
doing the things you don't want to do.
Yeah, because like.
What
do I want to do? I want to jerk off and eat a cheeseburger. I don't want to do anything.
Why do they have to happen? Number one, why do we have to do these things? Do you know how fucking brutal it is to be alive as a human?
Well, that's why. That's why you do it. You
but
make
what I'm
it
saying
harder.
is like sometimes, okay, here we go. Taylor Swift, This Is Me Trying. Her song about like mental illness. Literally, sometimes the best you can do is get out of bed, go for a walk, wash your face.
How many Taylor Swift
Sometimes-
fans do you think are happy?
Sometimes, well, that's a podcast. That's a whole other podcast.
Because
And
not a
trust
lot.
me.
The answer's not a lot.
Oh, bitch. This is going to be a whole episode. You wait.
Listen.
No. Don't do this to me now.
Okay, we'll fucking pause this one.
We'll put in a freaking sound effect of a car
Crashing,
screeching brakes.
No, that is
right
an
now.
episode
What
of
I'm saying
Touch.
is, so my thing is I agree. I totally agree that people need to do harder, like Glennon Doyle. We can do hard things. That's what she says.
Yeah, if she says it like that, fuck her.
And that's what I say a lot of the times that I'm struggling. I'm just like, Sarah, you can do a hard thing. You can do a hard thing. You can do a hard thing. I just don't think, why are we being sold that this all has to happen before your day starts? What if I wake up and have a cold shower? Mm-hmm. I've done the, mind you, the Sarah version of this is I have done the dunk my face in a ice bucket.
Okay.
To wake up. The days that I have been utterly exhausted from lack of sleep, I am someone who for the past, I would say 3 years of my life have consistently been getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep. I don't remember the last time I had an 8-hour sleep.
So
I'm a very sleep deprived person. So I have done the ice bucket in the water.
But you're saying,
and that does help.
You're saying, why do we have to? And you don't. That's the thing. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. It's what you ought to do. It's what you should do. And who should you do it for? Yourself. Because it is going to teach you resiliency. It is going to teach you that every other fucking bullshit ass thing that you have to do that you don't want to, but once it's done, your life's gonna be, you're gonna be happy that it's taken care of. Clean your fucking apartment.
But you can get
take out the garbage.
You can get those dopamine. You can get that feeling from other things that aren't these things that are sold to us.
Such
meditation, fucking cold plunges, which no one. I mean, you can do cold showers, but the average person isn't going to buy a cold plunge for their backyard. It's just not going to happen.
So basically, it's delayed gratification is what you should be. If you could fill your fucking life with nothing but delayed gratification, you will be happier all the time. I've always wanted to feel more free and more relaxed. And the way that I was able to attain that was by putting rigid fucking discipline structure on myself. It's counterintuitive. Doesn't make sense. You'd think getting up and beating the shit out of myself and doing all these horrible, uncomfortable things would be oh my God, don't you want to just wake up and kind of like start your day with a tea and just roll around? Yeah. That sounds nice, but then what's going to happen is you're waiting for this fucking perfect moment. You're waiting for everything to just be okay before you get out of bed. And what the difference is with the shit morning routine is that I don't need the perfect moment to begin something. I got to do it. I'm doing it now. I'm not waiting for the fucking stars to align. I'm not waiting for
Neither am I, though.
to feel, because like you're waiting for motivation.
No, I'm getting through my day. Sometimes you're just literally getting through your day.
So why don't you try it for 30 days? See, this is what always happens.
Well, this is the thing.
People go, for me, this is what I fucking talk to people about this. They go, well, I'm glad that works for you, but I'm just not like that.
Well, this
it's
is
like,
the question I'm going to pose to you. Do you not think that this is something that can be adapted to each person's lifestyle? Because not everyone has the same lifestyle as you.
No, because that's
Not everyone has the same lifestyle as you.
not everybody.
Single mom who wakes up in the morning to screaming kids does not have the time to take 2 to 3 hours before starting her day. Her day starts before she's out of bed.
First of all, you're talking to a single father.
But
What's the difference between a single
But
father
are
and a
you
single
able
mother?
to do
other
this
than-
when the kids are? I mean, they're at a certain age. Were you doing it when they were young?
When I was doing it
When they were young
when they were
babies?
baby?
Were you
No,
doing it-
absolutely not. Now I
Could
wasn't
you-
doing this. I wasn't doing this up until fucking November. So
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I'm of the belief that reducing stress in someone's life does wonders.
But do you think I'm stressing myself? I'm less
No,
stressed than I've ever been,
think
but I
that-
put more stress
I think
upon
that
myself.
the pressure to do these tasks for someone like me, who ADHD, depressed, anxiety, the holy trinity, like feeling that I need to do all of these things to get to the happiness or get to the feel good feeling is just as stressful as doing doing the
but
thing,
this,
and it's
like-
stress. There's like a great meme that's like, woman spends most of her day thinking about how she's going to spend her day. So just the stress of going, okay, I need to do these things. I need to do these things is
Well,
stressful enough.
so there you go.
Whereas
That's,
if you did less, and you like, so if I said, okay, there's 2 things I need to do. For me, it's the more like the there's little things that I do. Like I like to get morning sunlight in my eyes, like Andrew Huberman said. Like get that fucking sunlight in. So I take a
also
10-minute
says-
walk to work.
He also says
I don't wear
work out
sunglasses.
First thing you wake up, take a cold plunge, meditate.
I've done
Right.
the little ice bucket thing,
okay.
which is my version of a cold plunge, even though it's just my face.
But consistency is key.
Yeah, I mean, I should do it more for sure. I've done it on the days that I've been like super.
You said
Can't wake
depression, anxiety, ADHD. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Who do you think you're talking to?
No, I know, but what I'm
I've
saying
got all
is,
of those things.
Listen, okay. Here's my end point about morning routines. It's like religion, okay? You can practice it. It's the people who push morning routines on others
Oh,
that's what I don't like about morning routines. If they weren't slammed down my throat constantly in everything I consume and making me feel inadequate, which that goes into, social media and how social media is really made to just make us feel like shit about ourselves. Which can be motivation, I guess, sometimes. But what am I getting at here? It's the people who push it on others. That's what I don't like about it.
so I had the same thing.
I don't like that about
I
it.
did the same. This is why I didn't go to the gym for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, because I was so tired of all the fucking Under Armour commercials going, you gotta get up and get her going, you gotta be a fit. And it was so fucking cheesy, and they were all doing it for this. I was like, these people, that's all they care about. It's just this fucking aesthetic. It's like, that's not the most important thing in the world. Mm-hmm. And then I fucking went up to 220 pounds.
Yeah.
And joke's on me. I got fat and my fucking thighs would rub together. I'd have rashes on my inner thighs regularly. My taint would get a rash from walking. And I wasn't doing a lot of it because I got fat. It turns out if you're not doing it, fuck what everyone else says. You do it for you.
Absolutely, but you need to get to a certain place in yourself to
You need
to recognize that.
You need to
recognize that
you
what
need
you're
to-
saying.
What you're doing right now is you are padding up. You are going. You've got fear and weakness, putting up a wall against your own improvement.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Now
scared.
you've never
No.
tried it, so you
not
can't
scared.
really like.
I
I'm
just like
talking.
sleeping in.
No,
I just
I'm
like
talking as somebody. What
like
you
to
are is
sleep.
you're having a conversation with yourself. You are talking to yourself a month after you do it every day. When you say all this shit is 100% everything I said for the last fucking 10 years. Like I am. Why am I speaking so passionately about this? Because every fucking thing you're saying right now is something that I believed. I hated that it was just being pushed down my throat, and I was made to feel inadequate because blah blah blah. Like, yeah, well, you have the time to do it.
Listen,
Make the fucking time. Stop being a weak person.
I will not make fun or shame anyone for doing what you're doing. It's admirable.
But if you
it's
did,
admirable.
none of those people would care because they have proven to them. So you suffer from a social anxiety. You're always.
I wouldn't say social. I wouldn't say it's social.
Well, I would because I know you.
I don't think my anxiety is social anxiety.
You suffer from crippling
It's
anxiety.
more like I'm just scared of everything.
Okay, like a mouse. Yes, you're a mouse in a fucking air horn elephant arena.
I have catastrophic thinking.
Yes, exactly. So what
I'm aware of that.
happens? So here maybe this will make sense. When you prove your strength to yourself, you relinquish yourself of the need to prove your strength and your value to anybody else. And
Can people do that in different ways than what you're doing, though?
sure,
Can it be smaller? Can it be a
people
smaller?
make excuses for themselves to not do the thing they need to be happy? It happens by most people all of the time because nobody wants life to suck. We're all running away from that fact. We're all trying to make life better. The thing is if you willingly embrace the suck, then everything else sucks less. So I force the shittiest part of my day upon myself, and then everything's fucking easy. Everything is easy.
But what if the shittiest part of yourself is literally getting up to exist in the world because that's how depressed you are?
Yeah. So
Like this is just what I'm saying. Take the fucking pressure off. Take the fucking pressure. Like if you are in a space in your life where you are able to do these things, fucking great.
how is taking
That
the
is
pressure
great.
off going to help you
But
when
what
the
I'm saying,
pressure's not
what
going
if
to let
I work
up?
out at nighttime? What if I journal at nighttime? I'm
Sure.
still doing those things that are enriching my life.
Okay. You're
And
saying
making me, better as a person.
you're saying what if I do these things?
I'm saying, why does that have to be a morning routine?
Why
can't it happen in the afternoon?
You keep saying have
Why can't it
to.
be a brunch routine?
You keep saying have to. There's
Ought
have
to, whatever.
No, there's a fucking
Should.
a world of difference between why do I have to eat that salad and not this mercury I found in a bowl? Well, you know what? You can eat that mercury. You don't have to eat the salad, but you probably should eat the fucking salad because that mercury is going to kill you. Mm-hmm. Because you're going, I'm depressed.
Which is urgent.
And this sucks. Why do I have to wake up in the morning? Well, you don't. But how do you feel right now? And I'm talking as somebody who deals with depression, ADHD, anxiety, who has a life that is well outside of my control. I've got a million people I have to accommodate. I'm spinning plates with relationships all the time. And somehow, counterintuitively, by beating the shit out of myself, willingly taking on discomfort, I am currently at the happiest I've ever been.
Sweet.
And I'm putting myself through the most miserable morning I ever have and have consistently been doing so since.
I think every day we should be aiming for the happiest we've ever been.
But you don't have to. It's not about aiming for happiness.
Some days we're literally surviving. Like we're literally surviving. And that's the goal. And that's a good thing. There's a TikTok I follow, and her whole thing is she posts a TikTok every single day because her mom was murdered, and she's like, essentially, the series is called "Let's Not Rot," meaning my mom was murdered. Her dad killed her mom, by the way, and then killed himself. So she's spiraling through these really hard. It's mega grief, like super grief, right? And so every day she does these videos, which is like, let's not rot, because my mom would not want me to rot away the life I have. And she has a saying at the end of every video: small things lead to bigger things. And that's what I believe. I don't think we should be beating ourselves up that we aren't doing the hardest thing we could ever do on a Tuesday when you were up until 3 and you're waking up and you're sleep deprived and you're not giving your body sleep. That's the other thing too.
What were you up until 3 doing?
But I don't necessarily think, like, I think sleep is something people neglect all the time. And I think letting your body rest and do what it wants is such a gift to yourself. And that will also make you a happier person if you're fucking rested.
Yeah. But where do you think I sleep less now? I sleep more than I ever have. I now get to bed
Sweet.
earlier than I ever have.
But not everyone does that. Not everyone can do that.
Because most people are weak. You keep going, hey, look, I have a woman, her mom was murdered by her dad, and she's constantly depressed. Why can't I take my life advice from the woman whose dad killed her mom? And she's struggling, and she's exploiting her dead mother for the fucking TikTok views.
The idea that small things lead to bigger things.
Yes, and guess what? I wasn't working out it was very difficult. So what do you want to do here? What is our conclusion?
We are going to go final thoughts. We're going into final thoughts. Give your end statement.
Should we do? Should we add in a fucking an audience tally? It's like, hey, in the comments section,
absolutely, we should
send in who you think was right.
Okay, we're wrapping.
I'm not disagreeing that smaller things lead to bigger things.
It's not necessarily about who's right. Send us your thoughts on what you think of morning routines.
Because when did I say smaller things don't lead to bigger things? I'm saying smaller things lead to bigger things. You're saying, fuck that. Why do I have to do small things?
I'm saying, why does it have to be done in the morning?
It doesn't.
Why does it have to be done all together?
It doesn't.
Why can't people make choices that suit their life? And
they can if they do, but are they lying to themselves?
Journaling, meditation, working out, all in a neat row in a 2-hour time frame.
And hey, I don't know, go talk to a crackhead on the street. He'll tell him that fucking hitting a pipe at fucking 3 a.m. works for him. Doesn't look too happy though. Like, yeah, do what works for you, but don't lie to yourself.
So listen. I'll try. I'll try someday. I don't know. How are we gonna make this happen though? Like, I would love to try this, but I live alone. There's no one pulling my ass out of bed at 5 a.m.
Well, it's gotta be you.
Can you call me someday at 5 a.m.?
I'll fucking call you every goddamn morning.
So why don't we do a thing?
I'm calling you tomorrow. Oh my God, you're gonna hate me, but you gotta get to. No, I'm calling you every fucking day.
I don't have a gym to work out. I'm
gonna FaceTime you while I go into my shower.
I can do 3 of the 4 things that you're doing, but not the working out because I don't have a home gym.
Oh, I have a home gym. Oh wait, no, I don't.
Do you have a studio in your living room that you don't have the space to work out?
I've been in your apartment. You can do it in your fucking kitchen.
Anyways, I will try it. Okay, that's where I'm at.
And that's what we've come to in the conclusion.
What have I said to you that you like?
Nothing. You have made no points.
What about the small things lead to bigger things?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
There we go. Let's stop it right there, everyone. We got it.
Small things lead to bigger things, but if you don't do the things, they don't lead to anything.
Fair enough. All right.
There you go. Put a cap
on that. That's it, guys.
That.
Everybody.
I'm calling Sarah at 5 a.m. every day now.
Let us know what you think of morning routines in the comments.
Oh, I can't wait.
Give us some suggestions on what we should argue and talk about going forward. And you can follow Scott versus Sarah, either pod or podcast. I forget.
Jesus, this is unprofessional.
Hang on, let me double check it. I can edit this. I can edit this. It is.
We thought it was going to be funnier. We didn't know it was going to be as much yelling.
Scott versus Sarah podcast on Instagram. Give us a follow. Comment on the posts.
Wendy, what'd you think of the first episode?
I was laughing.
There you
sweet.
go. Was it passionate? Was it interesting?
Oh, for sure.
Leave a comment. Who do you think was right? And we can always revisit a topic.
Let us know what you do in the morning.
Yeah,
Because
tell
I
us.
don't think every morning routine has to be the things that you said. Like for me,
No,
fucking-
it doesn't have to.
I love just, deep throat and a coffee. That's my morning routine.
You should. An iced coffee.
Listen, it's hard. It's hard to get that down
I
sometimes.
drink coffee. I just fucking bust my ass before and I win.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. And we will talk to you next week. Do we have an end? We need to have like an end saying. That's it.